place of intimacy where God and I meet. It's my refuge, it's my peace, it's my tranquility.
Hi, I'm Joi Banks. This is What's Next TV. We're here with the lovely author, Miss Leandrea River. Hey, lady.
Hey, sweetie.
And we are here in Tampa. We're about to talk about this awesome book that I just read, The Most Loved. And we're going to ask Miss Leandrea some questions about this book. It is really, really good. What was your inspiration behind the book?
Life. Dealing with people in general, family, friends, relationships, and hearing other people's stories and how we can all relate to each other's stories. And I'm like, the pain that so many people go through, but yet they don't know how to heal, and they don't know forgiveness. And I have such a heart where I want to help people, and I have such a passion for God and ministry.
That comes across. I read that.
So I was like, what better form to evangelize than to put it in a book?
What was your favorite part in this book?
Well, there were several parts. The part that hit home most was when Summer would have a moment when she took accountability. Instead of blaming it on other people, she said, well, let me take a step back and see what I did wrong. Let me take a self-examination and see where my faults lie. Instead of blaming the other person, I'm going to look at the man in the mirror and I'm going to see what my issues are. So often we want to place the blame on everyone else when, we need to point that finger back at us. So my favorite part were the moments when Summer would take a self-reflection at herself.
Yeah, the mirror chapter.
The mirror, and have a conversation with God, seek guidance, and that's throughout the book. So that would be my favorite part.
Can you think of a time in your life when you struggled and how you handled that? How did you get through? You are a religious woman, you're a praying woman. Share that.
Tough times, you definitely need the time alone, where you don't have anyone talking in your ear, you don't have the influence of other people, and you can meditate and actually hear from God without any influence from other people. That's how you get through. Although you need family and you need friends, their support is very important.
Yes, I agree.
Their support is important. You need that. But at the same time, you need that time to hear from God. And when I have my struggles, I look to the hills and I know where my help comes from. And that's where I lean and depend. So everything that I go through in life, the good, the bad, I put God first.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of, in the book, there's a prayer closet.
Yes.
Could you talk about what a prayer closet is and share that with us?
Yes.
And do you have one?
Yes. Everyone should have a prayer closet. And a prayer closet is that sacred place. Wherever it is. If it's, typically people say it's in your home, somewhere in your home. A bedroom, bathroom, a den, wherever. It's that place where no one else enters. It's just you and God there. And that's where you seek meditation there, where you seek guidance, His answers in your prayer closet.
Who did you surround yourself with on your path that really helped you get focused?
People who are positive. I believe in positivity, turning negativity into positivity. I don't give it room to do all of that.
You don't give it any energy. You don't
right,
give that energy.
right. I'm pushing that positive energy back. You know, you may frown at me, but I'm going to smile at you. And just watching people, I'm very observant. Like, I may not say much, but I'm going to sit back and I'm going to be looking at you. You know, I'm going to be watching because actions speak louder than words. And although you may not say much, your actions So that's how I choose people that I surround myself with. You know, I'm watching them first, seeing, you know, their character, how they treat other people. And if it's a light, you know, a positive influence for me, then by all means, I have no problem with embracing a friendship, what have you.
In the book,
Right.
character Summer ends up getting a counselor. You don't see much, or it's not advertised as much, I feel, with minorities in general. Why was it important for you to send that character to counseling and to show that?
It was important because a lot of times people are still dealing with issues and have not healed because they haven't gotten to the root of a problem. They did not seek professional help. Instead, they sought advice from people who were not, you know, equipped to give them the right information. So it was very important that people understand, if you're going to heal, if you're going to get healing for yourself, you have to go through the proper channels to seek help to get that healing. And that's what Summer did. There were things that she felt she couldn't share with her friends or family, but she was able to finally open up to someone who understood and gave her solutions. You know, this is occurring in your life, but let's look at this scenario and this scenario. And she gave her options on different ways she can come out. So that's, a lot of people don't know where to go, who to turn to.
That's true. You're right.
So the first step, a lot of employers, they have, you know, programs to help people. And even if people don't have that benefit on their job, there's a lot of free services out there.
Yes.
There's pastors in the church that can help as well. So there's a lot of help out there, but the first thing you have to admit that you need help.
That's right. You have this beautiful woman, sun-kissed skin, beautiful eyes. The family looks like the DeBarge family. Yet life is not good for her. She's got people around her that somebody used her almost as a trophy wife, I think was the word. She found out her husband, or the pastor, being a pastor. Why are we so obsessed with image? And because I was, one theme throughout the book was some people in her life trying to maintain this look, and they were gravitating, it seemed to me, they gravitated toward the character because of her look. Why are we so, what makes people so infatuated with the look, no matter what's going on the inside? What is it about us as human beings?
Well, just like racism, that's something that you don't come into the world saying, okay, I'm racist. That's something that is taught to you. And the same thing with the image. I feel that that's something that is taught through society. Through, you have these models portraying to have these great figures. And I've done some modeling, and I know that those women, that's not their body. They're being photoshopped.
Yes.
You know, with the curves and the butts and the breasts, and that's not who they are.
And it's so brutal on us as women. So what do we do? You know, how do we?
You stay true to yourself. You stay true to yourself. Because I know, I say, you know, the Photoshop and all of that, I will not have that. I'm going to get in the gym and I'm going to work. I'm going to maintain my diet. I'm going to do what I need to do to stay in shape, because the last thing I want to do is have someone thinking that this is me and it's not. I refuse to do that. And as women, that's one thing that we need to do. We have to be true to ourselves. And the whole image thing, that's from society. The Kim Kardashians and the Beyoncés and all of that. You take those same women, you remove all of that, and they're going to look like the rest of us.
That's right.
But you have the money, you have the status, you have all of that image, and that's what society deems as beautiful and successful and all of that. But who defines that? Who says that that's what it is?
Summer had the seven amazing graces, right? She had everyone from the Irish ambitious blonde Amber to the African Gabby from Philly. No one was fighting about men, gossip, designer labels. Is that realistic? Where are these women?
It is realistic. It is realistic. The book is based on a true story. These are real women. That was a true friendship. In the book, however, of the 7 women, there were 2 women, Summer and Ebony, where there was conflict. However, it was more so their personality were so much alike in a lot of ways.
And Ebony had a strong personality.
Right. And so that was the only problem in the friendship. But there were a lot of good times, even between Summer and Ebony. The love was always genuine. It was always there. They just were in points of their lives where they needed to grow and mature more in certain areas.
And then I noticed that I read where it was like they had a falling out, but then they reconnected.
Right.
As women, because I've had some people that, people are sometimes in your life for, I think it's the seasons, and then they're out. But when you do want to reconnect with that friend, as women, why is that important that we stick together? I mean, why is that important for us to keep that bond? Because sometimes you're going to get in the rips, like these characters, but they got back together. Why is that important as women that we do that?
A lot of times women say that we don't need one another. Well, I don't need girlfriends, I don't need that. But we do. We do. We rely on the strength from other women. We rely on that encouragement and that support. When something goes bad in a relationship, first person you call is the girlfriend.
There you go.
She's going to be there. We need one another. God placed women in our lives for a reason. And I think if we accept the fact that we do need one another, uplift one another.
Yes.
Uplift one another.
Yes, there you go.
Encourage one another. Be able to accept the truth. Summer was so real that the truth often hurt.
Yes.
But we have to be truthful with one another. And the more we accept when someone genuinely has that love for us, that they have our best interests at heart, then those friendships, those relationships, they can grow and they can nurture, and you can come back when there's disagreement because it was genuine. The love was genuine.
And can you expand more on why we need to really stick together as women, especially now? I mean, the numbers are not in our favor as far as finding a mate necessarily, and there's all kind of other things going on. We have children, we have families, and we're usually nothing against men,
right?
But we are the heads of the household.
Yes.
Why is it important for us to stick together as women?
Well, because we need that. With the lack of men in a lot of women's households, we need that support system. In the book, Summer talked about her friends were there to babysit. They were there for entertainment. They were there if there was a financial emergency.
Yes.
We need that help from other women. We need that support. That support is so important. And although Summer was blessed with 7 women, well 6, 7 including Summer, it doesn't always require 7 women. She was just blessed to have 7. Sometimes it could be just one friend or 2. But we do need that support from women because of the lack of males in the household.
Grandma Maxine was talking to her and her brother about their history, and then showing them where Dr. King lived.
Right.
And learning about history to me is important. How do you think we get that back as a community? Because that piece right there was hitting home. It was talking about grandparents trying to be their grandchildren's friends instead of being grandparents and showing them where they came from. How do we get back to that?
We get back to that by spending time with our elders, by respecting our elders. That quality time where you can listen to their stories, how they grew up when they were a child, their parents. That's the history. That's the wisdom that you get from your elders. And that's what's missing. There's not enough quality time spent with the grandparents and the great parents great-grandparents
Yeah.
and the aunts and the uncles and the cousins. So spending that quality time as a family and being able to share stories and experiences and the wisdom to help the newer generation. And that's how we get back to that.
Now we're going to talk about the men.
Oh, Lord.
Now, I got to give my 2 cents here because in the preface of the book, it's, as a matter of fact, let me just find the page.
Okay. Is there
Here.
one in particular?
Oh, yeah. There's one of mine that I really like. Well, I'm going to say
You really
I like
like?
it.
I don't know if there was
I
a
don't
man
wanna
in
say-
the book that anyone said they liked.
I'll put it like this. I know that man.
Okay.
Page V, as in page 5. Readers will be able to identify themselves, a friend, or a loved one throughout this book.
Right.
So, for me, Ray. I know a Ray. I was like, no way. My first time I took an airplane, it was Las Vegas. It was him. I learned to travel because of that person.
Are you serious?
And he was in the military. I'm not gonna.
Okay,
Not gonna name drop. I'm not gonna name drop.
Stop the press right here. I think we're talking about the same person. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I can identify with every man in the book. However, the one I can most identify with would be Ray. Because unfortunately, men, when they see a good thing, they want to secure it, they want to lock it down. So afraid that someone else is going to get what they have, then the control starts coming out. They want to know your every move. So, Ray, definitely.
Is Summer? Is she gonna ever be happy? Is she gonna be happy? And that's why I want to ask. I think we're gonna get into the sequel because
Yes.
I want to see what happens with Ray. Like she had some unresolved issues with some of the men in her life.
Yes.
So what's gonna happen next with Summer Covington?
Summer Covington, although she should have seen all the flags there, she should have saw the yellow one, the pink one, and the red one. Lord knows she should have saw the red one. In the sequel, she identifies those flags. She sees them a mile away. She can recognize them in the sequel. And how she proceeds when she sees those flags is going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting. Where Summer was so naive at times and so forgiving at times, you'll see another side of her where she's experienced just about everything there is. So she's very wise in the sequel. Very wise.
Well, that's all the questions I have about the book. Let's talk about Miss Leandrea Rivers for a second.
Oh, no.
I always do a couple of 5 questions. I just off the top of my head, things I
Okay.
just want to know about you. You can do 3 words or less. I'm going to say a sentence. You finish it however you like.
Okay.
I cook the best.
I cook the best collard greens.
All right.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right. Everyone says my favorite feature is my.
Eyes.
Yes. Right.
Thank you.
Now, if I was not an author, I would be.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Ooh. Oh, wow. You really got me. Oh, you know what it would be?
What?
A detective.
All right. I can see that.
Detective. So she can spot the rays and the
We need them.
carrots.
Okay. We need some good detectives,
Yeah,
okay?
she would be a detective.
And what was the best advice you ever received?
The best advice I ever received was take the time to smell the flowers in life. Don't run through it so fast that you can't take your time and smell the flowers.
This is Joi Banks for What's Next TV, again with the beautiful Miss Leandrea Rivers, sharing today with me and with us the most loved. Where can they go get this right now?
It is available on Amazon, the Kindle and the paperback edition. The autographed book copy is available from my website, themostlovedbook.org.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
And God bless.